But yeah, it's basically oh man, you ain't taking nothing on it.
I mean,
oh, every hour.
You a celebrity, brother. You are a celebrity.
And that's how it looks now. And I decided that the carburetor wasn't running right, so this what I done, and it cost some money.
Oh no.
That's that brawler from Holly.
That had to be. Oh, I'm not gonna even guess the price.
Oh,
it was north of $500. $800.
No, not quite.
Okay, I was about to say.
It's north of $500.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's $850. But I took it out the box, set it up there, fired it up, runs great. Day and night difference.
Yeah.
Yep. And
yep. I always gotta try something new. I noticed that. Like that's the nature of the game. It's just trying new stuff just to see what works best.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you think you're satisfied, but if you just could squeeze a few more ponies out and clean something up a little bit better. As a matter of fact, you probably can't tell that I did this, but while I had the intake off, I took a Dremel with this little sander and sanded all that smooth. This was rough.
Oh yeah.
This was rough. And I sanded it smooth and painted it.
Oh, yeah. It does look cleaner under here. It does look cleaner. I can tell you definitely touched on a lot of the stuff, you know, motor wise, and put it back together.
Yeah, it's basically just an upgrade, and while I had everything apart, I had the transmission freshened up, and had the rear end taken out and freshened up.
Yeah. You don't mind being recorded? You cool? You alright with that?
I'm so camera shy, man. That's a shame, man. But yeah, that's my old cam. You know, that's my old cam. But I don't know. I might try to get you to advertise some things, man. Cause I got that carburetor still for sale.
Okay.
That's, you know, if anybody needs one, just let me know.
Yeah.
It's in the box.
Yeah, they can hit me up on Instagram if they're interested in that, and I'll connect the dots.
Yeah, man. Just a few parts and stuff.
Oh my God.
So
beautiful. It's even more beautiful.
So the rear end in this thing, you said you did.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, but you know, I don't want word to get around to my my grungy friends.
So I'm just gonna bleep it out. I'm just gonna bleep it out when I said. They're just not gonna know what I'm saying. It's gonna boop like that. All right.
Yes.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
So let me. I can fire it up, but yeah, she's. I ain't gonna say crazy fast, but that's a much improved. But yeah,
so,
she sounds a little good.
Before you do that, just for the people at home, so you did just roller cam, little upgrades to make it run better, and then run.
So you know, if you improve, strengthen the engine, it's the engine, transmission, rear end. All three components have to be strengthened or checked, because more power puts more stress on the drivetrain.
So just a little revamp of everything, just from front to back. That's not bad.
He hadn't started it in a while.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's been in his hands for, what, 40 some odd years?
Oh yeah, it does chop pretty hard in here. What's going on, YouTube? Just your friendly neighborhood young Chevy truck trying to bring you guys another video today. And today I want to update you guys, and I also want to, you know, get some stuff done. But before I get to that, I want to update you guys on what's been going on, because I've been kind of working behind the scenes a little bit. So the things I've been doing behind the scenes, not necessarily behind the scenes, but I filmed videos on them, and I just felt like it's just not enough content to be making these full-length videos off of. And most of the videos I was frustrated trying to figure things out, and y'all know I don't like to post videos when I'm frustrated trying to figure things out, because I feel like it rubs off on people. So as for what I did, the converter spacing, because I think I left you guys off on when I was trying to figure out what I should do about my torque converter. I actually shimmed it. For whatever the reason, I decided to shim it, but then I came to the conclusion that I didn't need to, so I actually ended up taking the shims right out. They were 1/8 inch washers, and like I said, I decided to take them out after I did the math and realized that I'm only coming out of the front pump about 1/16 of an inch when I bring the torque converter up, because you know you're supposed to make it rest inside the transmission and then draw it back out to bolt it up to the flex plate. Yeah, I was only drawing it out about that much. So yeah, those washers were a bad idea, so I just went ahead and said I'm gonna go ahead and bolt it straight up, no washers, no shims, nothing like that, and we're gonna see how that runs. It should be fine, because as per the instructions, the gap between the flex plate and the torque converter was not bigger than 3/16 of an inch, so I don't necessarily have to shim it. It should be fine for you to just bolt it right up, because the gap doesn't fall bigger than that. So yeah. As for the cable length, it might be too short. It might be too short because of the way I have the shifter mounted in here. It picks it up off of the floor really high. It picks it up. We lose about a foot on the top side before the cable even gets to the bottom side, and that's a foot that we needed to get it to connect to the transmission. So that's kind of a bummer, because the only step up in length is 8 feet. For whatever the reason, look, I don't know, maybe if I'm tripping, but the only step up in length is 8 feet. Go from 5 feet to 8 feet, and it's just too much. It's too much cable. So I don't want to have to drill another hole, so I'm going to try to get the 5-footer to work, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll see what we can do. That's going to happen in this video. But yeah, the 5 foot is looking like it's not enough, and we're going to be trying to see if we can reroute it and make it work in another way, because routing it the way recommended in the instructions ain't going, because we're using too much on the top side. And I also put in the cross member. I installed the cross member, and that was a pain. I don't know why, because the transmission is the exact same dimensions as the old one. It's a short tail TH400, but it was just a pain getting the cross member back on. And we also ended up having to use the old style transmission mount instead of the energy suspension mount that I bought, because we just knew that would work with the old cross member, and because when we put the old cross member on, it didn't really line up with the bolt holes of the new style transmission mount. So we decided to go ahead and take that off and go with the old style. I just went and bought a brand new version of the old style and put that on there. So yeah, that's the update. Like I said, the past couple videos just haven't really been flowing like that. So for everybody who has a question about any of those things, there you go. Let's go ahead and get to the action. Alright, so I got it routed. The only dilemma is that it won't really bolt up here. It's like when you have it in one place, or when you have it in place on one end or the other, it doesn't work on the opposite end. I could bolt it in, but it's probably gonna be quite a pain to get it to go. And then it might, and then on top of that, it might not last long if it's you know, if it's kinked really hard. It might not last long, and I feel like it is. I really feel like it is. And there's a big part of me that's thinking about just taking out this 8-foot cable and trying it, because I don't think the 5-foot is gonna work. Don't think it's gonna work. But 8 feet is just too much, bro. It's just too much. It's too much, but it might not bolt up comfortably right now like that. So I think I found a good place for this cable to sit, and I'm gonna show y'all. But the only thing I changed was I decided to run it over the transmission instead of under, and that's saving us a whole lot of space. Because before, they want you to come out, they want you to go down the passenger side of the transmission, loop around behind the cross, well, not behind the cross member, but behind the transmission mount, and then go forward to the bracket for, you know, the linkage and all that. And so I decided to actually, because I don't want to drill another hole and go through all that, I decided to still go toward the passenger side, loop directly underneath, and then go over the transmission and then loop back around to point it forward on the linkage. And I actually thought that would kink it pretty bad. But looking at it from back here, it don't look kinked that bad at all. At all. I think that's perfect. Yeah, it should be perfect. And so what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna run it till it dies. If it's kinked in a weird way, which I don't think it is, after we get everything bolted together, it should be fine. But if it does, if it is kinked in a weird way, then I'm gonna run it till it dies and then put the 8-footer on there. I know that's overkill. It's gonna be, we're gonna have to zip tie it to this frame rail, then zip tie it to that frame rail, and jump through hoops to make it, to tuck it all away. But yeah, we're just gonna run until it dies and then switch over to the ridiculously long cable and call it a day. Also, a side note, it doesn't feel kinked up here either. It feels pretty smooth. I mean, see? Feels nice and smooth. Doesn't feel bad at all, so we're gonna run it. I hate making videos where I can't like accurately show you what I'm trying to show you, but this might be one of them, because I'm just trying to get this stuff done, y'all. I really just want my C10 back, to be quite honest with you. So this video is gonna be kind of shoddy, but I mean, at the very least, it's an update on the process. If you can't really learn anything from it, at the very least, it's an update on the process. But I might have to just get to work and show y'all the product afterwards, and then I'll tell you about the headaches that I ran into, because just adjusting the cable and doing all those little things, it's gonna take it's kind of gonna take a cameraman, and I don't really have that right now. So yeah, until I find a way to get around that, yeah, I'm just probably gonna have to just show you what I can and give you updates, because when it really comes down to it, I'm just trying to get my C10 back, y'all. Just trying to get my C10 back. So luckily I can do this with one hand. So it's supposed to move the lever back on the transmission. I tore up my hand the last time I did this, so I'm trying not to do it again. That's gotta be it. That's low. Yeah, I won't go any further. That's low. So yeah, move the shifter, well, on the transmission side anyway, move the lever all the way back to low, and then do the same on the top side. So alright, now the next step that they tell me is to adjust this portion so that the swivel piece slides in and out of that front hole. Alright, so I got these bad boys adjusted right here. Now it's time for the small one, and I think I have it fully adjusted. So I've been following the directions like word for word basically, and so I had to, of course, knock this back all the way back first, and then try this in that position, and then knock it back up, and then put the shifter. But I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. But in the instructions, they make you bring the shifter in the cabin all the way back to low, and then they make you bring the transmission to low, and then they make you test the little swivel piece to make sure that it slides into the front hole. So and then you basically do the reverse. You slide the transmission all the way up to park, and then you do the shifter. You slide the shifter all the way to park, and then test to make sure this goes in all the way like it should, like so. Whew. So, turns out you're supposed to actually test every single gear. So that was annoying. That would probably be a lot easier if I had another guy helping me. But I don't today, so I had to kind of hop in and out of the truck over and over and over and over again. So I would just go up a gear and then make sure that the little connection goes in freely, move up a gear and then go back down under, and then of course, you know, adjust the transmission side, and then see if the little swivel piece goes in freely. And I did that for every single gear, and it works for every single gear. I can go ahead and put the cotter pin in. The only thing that worried me though is that there was a nut that went on the end. There's a nut on, you know what, let me just show you. This one, see? I'm probably going to end up taking this cable back, honestly. After I see how long this one is lasting, I'm probably just going to take this one back. But anyway, this nut right here, I didn't see anything in the instructions about where it should be at, and I definitely took it off, but it serves really no purpose though. Maybe it serves a purpose for another setup, for another situation, but I didn't see anything in the instructions talking about it at all. Nothing talks about it, nothing references it in any way. So and then when I look up other pictures of people who have installed this shifter kit on their TH400, they don't have them on there either. So I'm thinking it's for another application, but I don't know. It's not necessary because the inside of that little swivel thing is threaded. So it's like it's threaded, so it's not gonna move anywhere. And then it's a cotter pin holding it in on the other side. So it's just like, what would the use for that nut be other than holding the swivel piece in place? But it holds itself in place. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only real like question I have for it. It's kinked too much. Cable's kinked too much, bruh. It just won't go into park. So first, second, third, neutral, reverse. Can't get it to go down in the park. And for those of you who stayed till the end, yeah, there's too much tension on this cable. Because when I move it up, look what happens. See how it moves that little bracket over a little bit? It moves this piece out, and it ruins the ratcheting mechanism of the shifter. See, now it's completely out. Trying to see if I can show y'all. Now it's completely out by the time you try to go up into reverse and into neutral. Now, I hope I can do a good job of showing y'all what it takes to put it back together, but I think it's just too much tension on this cable because of how it's kinked down low. That has to be it, because see, look, now it's not even on track at all. Watch what I have to do to put it back. See, look, this shouldn't be dangling in the wind like that. I gotta do this. I gotta lift this up, and then use my other hand. I'm trying to do this with one hand so y'all can see it happen. I think that's, there we go. Now it's all back together. But if I try to go up some gears again, it's gonna knock it further out. And see, now it's off again, completely. All because this is giving way too much tension. This is too much tension on this cable, and it's pulling the shifter mechanism out that way. So yeah, I think tomorrow 8-foot cable, because that's probably going to be virtually no tension at all on itself. So yeah. Alright y'all, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me, but y'all know how I get, man. Y'all know how I get. I went into that mode, and it's good. It's pretty much good. The problem I had, this bolt was loose. Right there, it was loose. And so every time it had some real tension on it, that little thing would slide off the side. So after I fixed that, everything pretty much went together like clockwork, you know, pretty much like clockwork. So I got a whole bunch of things to do, and I'm really just, I need to have this truck running this week. And once it's running, I got a lot of content that I want to make on it, a lot of content I want to do. So like the first drive, and I want Tony to drive it, because you know I want him to see the difference between, you know, my C10 and his C10. You know, like, it's a lot of content that's gonna open up from it. So I think I'm just gonna have to just keep going, man. Just kind of not even worry about recording and making the content, but just getting the job done, because I could worry about trying to make individual videos for every little thing, and it's just gonna take me forever. So I'm just apologizing in advance. I'm about to just go crazy, and hopefully by the next time you see me, we're pulling this thing out of the garage and taking it to a drive shaft shop. That's the plan. But I mean, all the stuff that I'm doing is not something that, I mean, the average person can't figure out. I mean, I plan on vacuuming out the lines. I say vacuuming out, but I plan on just getting the lines clear of the old fluid that was in the old transmission setup. Also got to take the old shifter mechanism apart. Notice I still have the bar in here. I got to take that out. And also I have to do it on the other side, on the outside part as well. But yeah, it's like, it's nothing like huge that you really would need. Like, nobody should really, like, I don't think what I'm about to do is really worth recording, because it's not that much stuff. And trying to record every little bit of it, I'm probably not even going to like the footage afterward, because it's not going to have much going on in it. I'd rather just not record it at all. And just come back in about a week or so and have this thing just done. Just done. So just like that, yo, I know I've been trying to end this video for a while. I mean, last night I ended it. I decided to cut that part out. But yeah, now this video is coming to a close. But when the next time you see me, I should have this thing running. So wish me luck, y'all. I really appreciate you guys watching. Things are going good. I will see you in the next one, and have a good one.